I know that you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, right?
Well, I want to tell you the whole thing, Judge, because
I don't want to get into the facts of the case. Like, that's not a concern of mine right now.
right.
Ma'am, are you Miss Blunt?
Yes.
Or what is, so
I am.
my only concern is public safety. How many fatalities do you see in Harris County on a daily basis because of DWIs?
You see them all the time.
No. Every single
every day.
Whoa, pause right there. The judge is dropping a bombshell. Harris County leading the nation in DWI fatalities? That's a wake-up call for anyone thinking about drinking and driving.
That's correct.
Harris County leads the nation in DWI fatalities because every single day a person dies, perhaps two or more. And it's such a preventable statistic. It's such a preventable thing where,
So,
and the problem, what I see is criminal case after criminal case after criminal case. And not 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, he had 5 very violent felonies that were all one way or the other disposed of. And now we have a DWI second.
And here's where the tension builds. The judge is reminding everyone that evidence, not emotions, decides the story. What do you think? Is he being too harsh or just doing his job?
Where I guess allegedly he's driving in a manner that causes other people for concern. And I know that you're going to say no, but remember, there's always 2 sides to a story. I know that there's your side, but there's also an officer's side. And the evidence is going to point to whose side is correct. I don't know.
we were parked, sir. We were not even driving. Our dog.
Okay. I don't want to get into the facts of the case, right?
It's just, of course, we defer to the court's discretion. I just like to know concerning for the state, Your Honor, is that for whatever reason, we're not understanding the circumstances for which the daughter called, but it clearly was enough for the daughter of the defendant to make a call to law enforcement to alert them of the conditions.
The daughter's 20?
She doesn't even live in the home.
But nonetheless, the fact that the daughter called to make, and it wasn't a will, it wasn't just a random witness, this was the daughter that called out of whatever concern enough to alert the officers. So I think without having done any, spoken with the young lady as of yet, I guess this just raises concerns for the state that the daughter of the defendant did make the call to the officer to alert of this defendant driving.
What were the driving facts again that they alleged? So was he driving the wrong way? Was he speeding? What was he doing?
Let me just go back to the,
There weren't any just.
Stay with us, Val.
I believe based off the description that the daughter who's 20.
Mr. Blunt, Val, talking about Mr. Blunt. I don't know if you remember Mr. Blunt picked up another DWI.
It says that the officers were dispatched because
Notice this detail: slurred speech, smell of alcohol, and an open container. Those observations can make or break a DWI case in court.
reportee, which was the defendant's child, 20 years old, we do now know, called said her father was driving intoxicated, and that his mother was in the passenger seat. Officers located the defendant's vehicle. Officers observed the defendant in the driver's seat with the ignition on. Officers observed the defendant to have slurred speech and the smell of alcohol coming from his person. Also observed an open container in the defendant's vehicle, later observed to be cold to the touch, almost 12 ounces of Bud Light. The defendant admitted to driving with his wife in the passenger seat and also consuming 2 to 3 Bud Light beers, 12 ounces. And then the SFSTs were conducted, which
I think that's it. The only thing that I'm going to say is that how old is you've got one 20-year-old and what's the other?
We have a 20-year-old, we have a 17-year-old, and we have a 16-year-old. And
Just, I know that, like I said, you're going to say little bunnies, right? But I'm going to tell you that if your children resent Mr. Blunt, they will potentially lash out in ways that could really, really affect you and Mr. Blunt in ways that will create so much drama. I shudder to think what's going to happen, because when a child resents someone else and when they don't like someone, and if they can't get attention from mom in the way that they want,
That's what it is, a game of tug of war right now. It's what it feels like, Judge. It's a game of tug of war between kids who have had me alone for 15
needs to be
years.
protected more. Children,
At this point, to be honest with you, my husband and I are the ones who are getting the physical effects.
so a
of the kids.
16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 20-year-old are reaping havoc on you and Mr. Blunt?
That is correct, sir. That is correct, because I'm not sure if you can pull reports, but on the 23rd of last month, my 20-year-old daughter and my mother came to my home. And while me and my husband were laying there in bed, we're trying to entice my husband, and I constantly asked them to leave my home. My husband walked away from the situation, and they followed him from our home to the Beltway on foot while he continued to walk. On top of that, these are just angry kids who have had me alone for 15 years, and now that I'm trying to divide my time between the two, it's a game of tug of war. That's what it is, Judge.
You know, the problem is that, whether you have Mr. Blunt or you have this, the problem is that
And we're seeking
the
counsel.
kids are always the innocents. Kids are always the ones that get beat up. Kids are always the ones that are injured mentally, emotionally, hung up like meat to be just pounded. And it's really unfortunate that, they're looking to you for protection, for love. And when they see that someone else here, they don't like it.
But they're the ones who are physically abusing us. That's why they're not even.
16-year-old?
Yes. My
Physically-
16-year-old son, the day that my husband came home, he was just angry. My 16-year-old has mental health issues. He pulled a gun on my husband the day my husband came home. It's a HPD report. There is a constable report from the day that my daughter and my mother came to our house. And they bust.
If you're choosing Mr. Blunt over the kids, then I would probably have someone else take custody of those kids. Because, to me, it shows that you would prefer to be.
But I'm not, like, he hasn't even been in the home until recently.
Perception is reality, man. The kids they're crying out for you.
And what we're doing family.
Boom. That's the core issue, public safety. The judge isn't looking at excuses, he's looking at patterns. And Mr. Blunt's history isn't helping him one bit.
They're begging you not to. Could it be that with all these violent offenses, they're trying to protect you?
No.
Aggravated assault of peace. What was he in prison for?
Aggravated robbery in 2008.
We all make decisions that we have to live with. You are going to make your whatever decision you want to make, and far be it from me to say anything. My only concern is public safety, right? And whether he should be giving a PR bond at this point. All I know is that he just got out of prison, and now he's picked up another DWI where his own children are concerned about public safety.
Children are attacking, sir.
So,
The state has not had an opportunity to reach out to either of them, and then it's not clear. It says, according to the accusatory document, I'm not sure if it was the son that called, because it said his father. So,
He was in the vehicle. My son was in the vehicle
so
with
let's,
my daughter.
I don't want to get into the facts of the case. The limited purpose of this hearing now is just to determine whether we should give him a PR bond. And I really don't think that, public safety, if I were to give him a PR bond, public safety would take a back seat. I don't know how else to protect the public.
Judge, he already has a PR bond, right, from the magistrate? So it wouldn't necessarily be coming from you. You wouldn't
I
have to
would
give
be
another one.
provoking the PR bond.
Okay, but under the Rule 9 of the consent decree, isn't he entitled to a PR bond?
Not under DWI second.
DBI second if the, unless the case is less than 5 years old, it's 29 years ago.
I'll take a look at Rule 9. Let me see. I'll take a look. But regardless, ma'am, I'm going to tell you now that this is not going to be an easy ride for him. I'm going to have him come 3 times a week to prove to me he's not consuming alcohol, illegal drugs. I've already told him he can't drive, and I'm going to be on him like crazy.
Give them total compliance.
So, okay. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And
It's just, I mean, it's a lot going on, Judge, and I'm doing, like I said, it's a game of tug of war between my kids and my husband, and I'm trying to help them all understand, like, I don't choose one, I choose all of you, and
see that.
I understand that.
They don't
And that's
see
why we're
that.
doing counseling.
That's why they're children. Children don't have foresight. Children have blinders like this. They can't see the big picture. All they see is someone who's in prison, who's a violent person, who's now drinking in the car. And I mean, they're begging for you not to be with this person who, is that a good role model?
I mean,
Well, hold on. Is that a good?
I mean, people change it, and they have to be given an opportunity to show.
He just got out of prison and he's in the car allegedly driving with.
They want to see a different side of their father than what they know, but like I try to tell them.
They don't want to see anything, you know, and
that's, you're probably right, Judge.
I have no skin in this game. I don't, to me, it doesn't matter. My only concern are the kids as well. You know, kids have only one person that they look to for protection, you. And if they don't feel protected with you, they don't feel loved by you. And if they feel that you're choosing him over them, holy moly, they're going to make your life a living HE double hockey sticks in ways that if they go out and do something that God forbid they shouldn't do, injure, kill, maim, especially a minor, it's on you.
Right.
It's going to come back to you.
I completely understand that. And
So-
that's why I'm trying to do everything that I can, but even my son with the mental health that he needs, like.
I know that you're trying to smooth the relations between them. And perhaps time is something that can cure that. But when you thrust them in at this so fast of a juncture, you know, time heals all wounds. Perhaps you slowly integrate them back into the process. Slowly, maybe one time a month, have them come over, maybe one time every other month, but to have them come over every single day for it, you know, the kids are like, whoa, what's going on here? And that's, to me, that's how they're lashing out. You know, slowly but surely.
Like you said.
That's what I mean, that's what, if you really are hell bent on having it, slowly does it. Don't. All right. Okay. Hey,
Yeah, approach.
I don't know yet. Let me go get Rule 9. I'm going to read it because I want to see first if
Hey, Judge.
just give me 2 minutes. Let me talk the truth. Hey,
Judge.
this life is about 2 things, perspective and self-control. And I will tell you that I have a very good friend of mine battling breast cancer that has now metastasized to her bones and her ribs. This lady is one of the most well-regarded maternal fetal medicine doctors that saves babies' lives on a daily basis, battling cancer, written books. I mean, top tier of the community battling this, who goes through life in such a fashion to help people. Yet we have you here in front of us where you have violent felony after violent felony after violent felony who has now picked up a DWI second where allegedly people are calling cops because father has 2 beers in the car, allegedly driving. How's that for perspective, Mr. Blunt, where after hearing the facts and after hearing your continual danger to public safety, how can I justify doing a PR bond, Mr. Landreneau? Truly, I don't think that a PR bond's sufficient.
Judge, Mr. Blunt has been incarcerated quite a while before this. He got it last year. He's trying to make a new life for himself. He has a job, a company cutting yards. He has a lot of yards set up for this weekend. If you look at just this stop here, I mean, I know it's the second DWI. The first one was 29 years ago. That's a long time to have not done anything that, with alcohol. And his daughter calls suspecting him of drunk driving, and then they respond to the call. They find the car. Him and his wife are talking in a parking lot at 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's no bad driving. There's no accident, no crash.
Bad driving. We have a child calling the cops scared that he's got 2 open beers in the car.
Judge, there's no bad driving. And is there 2 beers? I think there's 1 beer, Judge. And it was almost full. So, I mean, that in itself, we don't have clean hands. No, drank 2 or 3 beers, but there's not 2 beers in the car. There's 1 open container, Judge. So we don't have clean hands on this. And it's not perfect, but in all fairness, the last time that Mr. Blunt was out before he was in jail, you could actually have a beer, I think, in the back seat and drive in a car, but now you can't. They changed the law. So, I mean, this is how long he's been in jail before all this, when he got out last year. So this is the same man that had the violent felonies before this. He's turned his life around, trying to. But I was talking with him about this in the back, and it seems like when he makes a mistake now, it's not like a normal person making a mistake. I mean, everything's hyper attenuated on him. So he makes a mistake any one of us might make. Not any one of us, but you have an open container in the car. You drive a little erratic, and you've had a few beers, made a bad decision. Well, now he's going to jail automatically. He didn't get the benefit of the doubt. And I don't think that's really fair. But in all fairness, my colleague here, when he was reading the Dems first, he said something about, I think, a minor, and then, I don't know, maybe you thought the child was in the car. I think I heard that. I was half listening. It was before I was appointed. And then a child of the 20 years old, and they weren't in the car. And they called from the house. So it'd be like anyone calling from, hey, I saw a guy shoot a woman or something, got in the car and drove out with a bad description, and the cops pulled him over. I mean, it could have been anybody calling to harass another person, and the police are being used as an instrument to harass someone. I don't know anything behind the daughter's actions by calling. We still don't have the blood results back to see what his blood was that night. He only got 4 of 6 on the HGN, Judge. Usually it's always 6 of 6 every time I see one of these DVIs. And, these are all just.
This is the tight leash moment: ankle monitors, curfews, drug tests. The judge is basically saying, step out of line once, and it's over. What would you do if you were in Blunt's shoes?
Facts to point out that.
Just for a point of record, Your Honor, I said the reportee, which was the defendant's child. That's what I said, the reportee.
But again, it was somebody that wasn't there at the scene, and he had the key of the ignition, I guess, was on, but he wasn't driving. I know that case law says that is operating, but again, just no accident, no crash, nothing you would see it on most of the DVIs when people are charged with this. And I don't know if it's fair to hold him more highly accountable than a regular person based on his past.
In a month, he's had 5 felony cases, Harold.
I don't think the other cases, Judge, he's worked them out, but they were last year, I believe. The other felony cases, and he worked them out on the 20th of May, is what I saw.
Mr. Blunt, I want you to know that I'm gonna ride you so hard now you're gonna think that we're in a damn rodeo. You're gonna report to me 3 times a week here to prove to me that you're not consuming alcohol or dope. You will report to me every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday here. I don't know. I don't know about giving him a PR bond. I haven't decided, but I want to tell you now, you will report to me here every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. You will be signing an affidavit that you're not to drive and not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And if I find that you do, I will have a contempt hearing. I will slap you with 180 days if you do, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a lockdown rehab facility where you will be stuck like Chuck for a minimum of 9 months, depending on how well you respond to treatment. The only thing I care about in this life is public safety. You continually violate that. How on earth can I justify letting you out on a free bond when it's case after case after case after case? How many aggravated robberies? How many aggravated assaults? And now a DWI.
And there's the closer, a warning laced with tough love. The judge is making it clear, change your ways, or face the full weight of the system.
Where you're allegedly in the car, where we have people calling because they're so concerned. 3 times a week, you will report to me at 8:30 here to take a drug and alcohol test. Do you understand me, sir? And the one time you failed to come here, holy moly, I'm going to light you up. On one ankle, I'm going to put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. Under your other leg, I'm going to put a GPS monitor, and I'm giving you a curfew of 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. If you think that this is going to be an easy ride, you are sorely mistaken. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be, by the end, you're going to be so sick that I hope that you will think twice before making a move while you're out there in the free world. You are not to be in possession of your weapons. You understand what's expected of you. Come up here. I'm going to have you swear to us that you're not going to consume alcohol, drugs, no weapons. I'm not giving them a PR bond yet.